So this is the effect we are trying to recreate. Red Bull gives you wings. This is by far one of my favorite videos I did in this challenge, so let's get to it. In Blender, let's delete all those guys first and go to your motion tracking tab, and then let's drop in our background video. If you want access to this video and basically every single video we have used in this challenge, all 30 of them, the link will be in the description. If you also want access to this blend file, the actual blend file I used for the challenge, the link will also be in the description. So what we need to do now is to hit set scene frames, then prefetch, then detect features, and track forward. And detect features at the end, then track backward. Wait at the middle at 140, detect features, track backwards, at 140 detect more features, and track forward. Now let's delete these parts of the graph that look like they are not meant to be there. We want a straight line, clean looking graph. Cool. Now let's go to solve and solve camera motion. We have a 200 pixel solver. Crazy stuff. Okay, let's hit keyframe and focal length and optical center and solve camera motion again. Now this will take a while to complete because Blender is spending more time and taking in more information to do these solve calculations. Now we've gone from a 200 to a 5.5. Okay, now let's clean track and select some of the markers, not everything, just a few. X to delete and solve camera motion. Okay, now we have a 0.42. Let's go one step further and see if we can take it to a 0.3. Let's delete and solve camera motion. Okay, now we have a 0.23. Yeah, let's work with this. So let's come here and change this 1080p by 1920. And then set up tracking scene. And then let's select this 3 markers on the floor and hit flow. Okay, let's click here. Set origin. Now let's see it in layout. Okay, I think this is well tracked. Nice. If you're a 3D artist or a 3D animator, or maybe you're just interested in creating product VFX videos like this, I'm putting together a course where I go through my entire process. I mean, from filming, how to shoot these background videos, what to look out for. I just did a 30-day VFX challenge, so trust me, I know what to look out for. We're going to talk about coming up with ideas, compositing, color grading, and those extra little things that make your videos pop. I see a lot of people that know the general principles for creating videos like this, but the output is not that given. So I'm going to be sharing with you the fastest workflow, and trust me when I say fastest, I know what I'm saying. I did this thing every single day for 30 days, from shooting to animating to rendering, color grading, sound design, and all that. And even if you're a complete beginner, if you have no idea how to use Blender, I'm going to have a absolute beginner section of the course where I break down some of the tools and how to move around in the software. So if you think it's time for you to dive deeper into this product CGI VFX space, the link will be in the description. Let's get back to the video. We don't need all these frames, so let's just make our video 120 frames. Very quick, 5 seconds video. Cool. Let's bring this one up, GZ1. Let's shade flat. Let's turn off this ground so we can see that it's well tracked. Yes, it's very well tracked. And I love the fact that the camera goes up. So when our Red Bull flies into the air, the camera follows it. Nice. Now let's add in our can of Red Bull. I think I bought one from CG Trader, I think. If you want access to this file, the blend file I used for the project with all the models in there, the link will be in the description. And if you want access to this background video so you can use it in your own projects, the link is also in the description. Now I've dropped our Red Bull can in the scene. It has all these droplets of water, but I've parented the droplets to the can so it follows it everywhere. Now let's drop it somewhere in the middle of the scene. Make sure it's right on the ground. Yeah, let's see how that looks like. Let's bring it this way. Yeah, nicely tracked into the scene. Let's go to our material preview. Okay, cool. Let me rotate it so we can see the Red Bull logo. Nice. Now at frame 20, we want this to fly up in the sky. So at frame 20, let's click on the bottle. The can, I mean, what? Bottle, what? Let's click on the can and add a Z location keyframe. So right click on Z, insert single keyframe. And then for rotation, hit I on top of this to insert keyframe everywhere. Now we want it to fly up till the end. So at 120, let's do a GZ to bring it up and a RR to rotate freely. So I want to make it face down, like it's an angel looking down on you. Let's maybe at an angle like this. Then hit I to insert new keyframe for the rotation, and also right click, insert single keyframe. Now hit play. Yeah, at 20 it floats up. Nice. But I don't want it to float up in slow motion, so Shift F6 to go into the graph editor. We're going to do a lot of the fine-tuning here. So let's deselect everything apart from the Z location, and what we want to do is to make it pop up. So take this handle and drag it till it looks something like this. Now when we hit play, yeah, pops up. Nice. So let's do the same thing for the rotation and the rest of them. So for the X rotation, drag it something like this so it pops up. For the Y rotation, drag it like this so it pops up. For the Z rotation, drag it like this so it pops up. Cool. Now let's see how all of that looks. Yeah. Something else I wanted to do but I forgot, but let me just do it in the tutorial. What we can do is for the Z rotation at frame 20, we can make it to face this way. Yeah. Then replace single keyframe. And let's adjust this so it looks correct. Yeah, so we want it to turn. Now it's going to like turn around, like spin around. Yeah. So the rotation looks nicer. Cool. Now let's add in our wings. Now also on CG Trader, just type wings. This is what I did. Initially I wanted wings that looked like this, like really realistic wings. But when I clicked on free, then I changed the format to Blender. Then I made sure I clicked on rigged. Yeah. I saw a little butterfly looking wings, but no way Red Bull has anything to do with butterflies. So luckily for me, I scrolled down and I saw all these cool looking fantasy wings. I was so stoked because this is so cool. Like these are really nice, and this is exactly what I now wanted. So this I think this was one I picked. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to show you guys how I animated at least how I adjusted the animation of the wings, because if I hit play, this was what I downloaded. This was how the wings looked like. It was flapping, which is cool if you want to attach it to someone that is already flying. But what I wanted was a slow motion flapping, so it comes fast then slows down. Yeah, this really cool slow effect. So I needed to adjust those keyframes. By the way, this is the actual blend file that I used for the video. If you want to just grab this and skip the tutorial and just get straight to using the blend file, link will be in the description. Not just this blend file, every single blend file in this challenge, all of them are in one place. The link will be in the description. So let me just show you what I did in case in the future you need to do something similar. Okay, let's click here so we can select this. I don't know why the creator put it like that. Now let's click on our armature, then Control Tab to go into pose mode. Now this is the keyframe that is basically animating everything. I like very well done animation, but not at my timing. It's not on my time. So what we want to do is for it to come from something like this, where it's closed, to flapping out. Yeah, so from here out, from 8 till the end. So 0 to 7, let's select this and drag it out of here. Now bring this 8 to the beginning, drag everything to 1. Cool. Now we just want this to happen longer. Now this is 27 frames long. Let's increase it to 100. Now I want to drag this entire thing to be super long. So let's just go to frame 1 and hit S to scale and drag. So it's going to just drag this and scale it on this axis. It's going to use this as the point, the anchor point, and scale it from here. So let's see how that looks. Cool. It is slow, but that's not what we want. We want it to speed ramp. So we want the end to be really slow, but the beginning to be fast. So from here to say here, we want it to be fast. So let's select all of this. Take our, go to the frame 1 and then S to scale these ones down. So we want this one to happen fast. Let's go back and scale it down even more. Yeah. So let's go back, scale it down even more so it's a lot faster. Cool. Now let's copy the rest and bring it closer. Okay, let's go to frame 20 and scale the rest to be slower and bring everything around here. Let's see how this looks. Yeah. You see, we already have the speed ramp effect. Fast and slows down. Cool. Now this is what we want to use. Let's come out of pose mode, Control Tab, and select this entire thing. Copy and paste it in our project. Now we have this really huge thing happening here. Now we want to click on the armature. Now you can see that this guy has added keyframes everywhere. We do not want that, so clear this, and release the padlocks for this because we want to make it smaller. So click on the armature and scale it down and just bring it behind the Red Bull can. Okay, let's RZ minus 90. Yeah, it should be around here. Let's see how that looks. That is still too big. Let's make it even smaller. Bring it up. And just set it right behind the can. So around here. Yeah. We have it. Let's bring it down a tiny little bit. Now what we want to do is to parent this armature to this guy, to the actual can. So click on the armature and click on the can and hit Ctrl P. Now it should follow it when it's flying. Yeah. This looks even more majestic. This looks even more majestic than mine. Now what we want to do is to adjust these keyframes, the keyframes of this armature. So let's go back to timeline. Make sure your mouse is here. Shift F12 to go to timeline. Select all these guys. Yeah, I want them to start moving when I start jumping up, so at frame 20. So GX to move all this over here. So it starts from here. Yeah. See, I don't like how this one stopped abruptly. So let's bring this last keyframe forward. And bring this one forward too. Let's see how that looks. Still looks quite weird. Let's bring our cursor to 20 and scale these ones forward. Yeah, I think this is better. It's a lot smoother. I'm doing it this way because I was not the one that animated this, so I don't want to mess with the graphs. I just want to mess with the keyframes. Okay, cool. Then finally we want to scale this one up. So make sure your armature is selected. At 20, let's go to scale and hit I. Then go back 2 frames or go back to 15 and change this to 0. Then hit I again. Let's see how this looks. Okay, 15. I think 15 is too far. Let's bring this one from 15 to 17. Yeah, so it looks like one fluid motion. Now I want to stop the animation here at 108 instead of 120. Cool, now we have the effect. We can move our can to the side so it's in the center. Nice. And like, this even looks more majestic the way it rotates to the side. I like it. Cool. Now for the material, I think what I did, I clicked on this, the wings, and changed the base color to RGB, since the creator of this model didn't care to put texture in there. Change it to RGB. Then I selected the pink color, the pink Red Bull. Is it pink or red? I selected this color anyways. Then I adjusted the brightness so it's brighter. Yeah, this alone already looks nice. This alone already looks nice. But then I wanted to also have the blue. So to do the blue thing that I did, let's select this, hit slash so we can only see it. And then go into edit mode. What I did is to use L to select some parts of this. So L, 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 L. So I'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah. So yeah. Now add a new material, plus select this other one and then duplicate it so it's a different material. Now make this one blue. Yeah, now I can come out of edit mode. Oh, let's go back in edit mode and assign this. Yeah. Now make the blue of the Red Bull. Pick Red Bull's blue, so it's not some random blue. Make it brighter. Yeah, that's basically how I created this video. Let's click the camera and go to background images so we can see our background better. I still don't like the way this thing's coming out. Let's click on our armature, and this one that happens at 20, let's move these guys forward. Yeah, I have a very keen eye for animation. Like, any tiny thing messes with me, any tiny thing that does not look how I imagined it. Yeah, this is a lot better now. Yeah, they're almost coming at the same time. Okay, maybe we can bring this one step forward. I want it to almost look like they are coming out at the same time, they are moving at the same time, but we want to be able to clearly see that the wings come out first. Yeah, nice. This works so well with the music. Yeah, this is actually good. Environment, and I use this future packing HDRI. Let's go to rendered view, change this to cycles, then go to film, transparent. Now let's turn on our ground. Let's delete this background and foreground collection. Now we have very nice shadows. So let's go to shading, go to world, click on this HDRI and hit Ctrl T to create this mapping node. Now let's go back to layout, and now when we go to world, we have our mapping node and we can adjust the rotation of the light. So if I remember today, the sun at this time was pointing this direction. What I did was look at other pictures I took in that same area, other videos I took. You can also look at the car, what direction is it going, look at other things in the scene. So I think this is quite nice. So that's basically it for the flying. That's basically it for the cool pop-up effect. Now the extra thing I did which was absolutely funny. Okay, before we do that, let's scale this guy on the x-axis, then rotate it on the z-axis, RZ, so it lines up with the road. Then SYY to scale it on this axis, and then click on this edge in edit mode and extrude on the z-axis, easy to bring it up. So we have our wall. Now what I did was to add a trash can. So this was the trash can I used. I basically just put this somewhere in the scene. So let's go to the rendered view so we can see. So let's bring this here, let's bring it back. Let's bring it around here. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. Bring it here. And let's duplicate it, Shift D on the X-axis. Bring it on the Y-axis. Just put it beside it. Just put it somewhere here. Yeah. So we have 2 trash cans. Okay, they shouldn't be in the dark. Let's go to our world and adjust the Z rotation until we can see some lights on them. Yeah. Yeah. This is perfect. Now, what I want to do is to add a rigid body to these guys. So go to rigid body, turn on rigid body, just leave the default settings the way it is. Then make the floor a rigid body, a passive rigid body. Then hit play. Yeah, things fly around as you expect from Blender rigid body. Blender rigid body system. So let's click on the plane and make it a mesh and hit play again. Yeah. Now let's rotate this one so they don't look exactly the same. Yeah, they don't move exactly the same way. Cool. Now what I did, now you have 2 options. Let me take out this light. You have 2 options. You can either start the simulation at 20 when I start moving. So you can go to rigid body simulation and change this to 20. So it starts at 20, ends at say 110. Now this could actually be enough. Let's see. Yeah. And this is what I should have done. I think I overdid it in my own video. You can see it moved too much. Like it was like there was a huge gust of wind that blew it away. I think that was overkill. This would have been perfect. Just having them shake a little bit and tripping over. Yeah, I don't know. It's just my opinion. But what I did in my video was to add a force field. So go to force field, force. I brought it up. And then I increased this to something too high. I shouldn't have gone that high. Let's use 100. No, let's not even use 100. Let's use 50. Yeah. So when we play, they get pushed. Yeah. They get pushed like there is actually something there blowing them. This is what I should have done. I like how minimal this is. This is the problem with doing challenges where you have limited time to work. You don't get enough time to think through your decisions. You're just making them on the fly. Because if I had 3 days to work on this, I would have noticed that was just too much. This is perfect. Yeah. Like if you have Superman taking off or you have Flash running by, this is what should happen. Not this. This is just way too much. What? But yeah, you guys just play around with this and do something absolutely cool with it. So thanks for watching. If you want this background video, the link will be in the description. If you want this entire blend file, the finished blend file, the link will also be in the description. Oh, finally, before I forget, I don't think I need to show this in this tutorial because in this case, I don't need it. The reason why I put this car here was because my beans moved a lot and they moved where the car was. So if this car was not here, the beans would have been on top. Look, on top of the car. So I just basically use this car as a holdout so the beans can go behind it and come out from the other side. But then you don't need to do that here since we don't want so much force happening. Now I feel pained. I feel pained because I could have just done something this simple. 2 those beans and then just light effects just falling down. Anyways guys, thank you for watching again. I'll see you in the next video.